What's good? It's your boy JayThat'sMe. NXT for September the 19th, 2023, for the most part, was decent. It was fairly decent. A lot of stuff happened, and we're still setting up things for No Mercy, which seems to be coming along quite nicely, if I do say so myself. I'm actually excited for No Mercy. So, we kicked the show off with Becky Lynch. She gets on the mic and she talks about coming back to NXT and says she'll bring the fight every damn night and it doesn't matter the name. The game is the same. She mentions Gigi Dolan, Elektra Lopez, Thea Hale, Roxanne Perez, Ivy Nile, Natalya, and Daisy Jane and Rhyme, which is fine. She says Tiffany time is over. She said that Tiffany Stratton hung in there with her and pushed her to her limit. And for that, she gets a rematch whenever she wants it. She may be an idiot and an asshole. And then Tiffany Stratton comes out, she interrupts. She says she's heard enough and appreciates the flowers. But did she really think that the rematch was going to happen? I mean, was it going to be optional? She's getting a rematch. She deserves a rematch. And Tiffany knows that Becky is the number one girl. But she's Tiffany Stratton, and she's going to win her title back. Big Time versus Tiffy Time, round 2 tonight. Except it's not happening because she wants a rematch on a bigger stage. Tiffany Stratton wants it at No Mercy. Becky Lynch says she can have it, but the result will be the same. And not because Tiffany isn't good, but because she's not hungry enough. It comes down to who wants it more. And even now, after 10 years, Becky says she wants it more. Tiffany Stratton says she should be thanking her because her name never came out of her mouth. She'd be driving to the nearest retirement home to find another Hall of Famer to beat for more clout. But that was pretty good and funny right there. Pretty good shit right there. Becky says she's a fighter and a talker. And then, so Becky goes after Tiffany Stratton. So Kiana James shows up and attacks Becky Lynch. And then Becky Lynch is able to get her hand on a steel chair and fight them both off. So, pretty cool way to start the show, I guess. I'm a fan of this. This is interesting. If we look at everything objectively, this is very interesting to me. I know a lot of people hate it, but it is what it is. You know, the IWC is full of clowns at times, but I try to bring a good sense of reason and objectivity when doing these types of reviews and everything. But this should be fine. This should be a fine feud. Moving on. So Tony D'Angelo and Stax are backstage. And they're chatting about who are they going to challenge for the NXT Tag Team Championships. They're going to offer all worthy contenders a seat at the table, and then they're going to have some Uncle Caesar's tortellini, which sounds pretty good. So they decide to invite the Creed brothers, Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. But there's only one seat left at the table, so they decide to let Nima and Price and Walker and Hank and Tank to fight it out. So that's pretty cool there. I'm fine with that. Moving on, Ilja Dragunov, he's backstage. He said that he's going to beat Carmelo Hayes, but in the meantime, he'll be watching the the champion versus champion match tonight. So then Becky Lynch rolls up and challenges Tiffany Stratton and Kiana James to a handicap match in the main event. Moving on. So for whatever damn reason, the metaphor, they're doing a Matrix gimmick. They all have the long black coats. And Noam Dar is doing an American accent and says, red pill or blue pill, it doesn't matter. He's still going to be the champion. So this leads us into Dominik Mysterio rolling up on Trick Williams. So Trick Williams says that he sucks all the positive energy out of the room. But Dominik says he's glad that he ran into him and he knows how he feels living in a shadow. Trick says he doesn't live in a shadow. Dominik Mysterio tries to sell him on what he can do for himself, and Trick says they're not from the same place. Nothing and no one will drive a wedge between Trick and Mellow Gang. Dom laughs and says he used to say the same thing about his deadbeat dad. So this leads us into our first match of the night, that being Butch versus Tyler Bate, Global Heritage Cup, Invitational Group A. Pretty good little match here for the most part. So Butch gets the win via the bitter end. So I'm fine with this. But what I'm not fine with is the fact that Shawn Michaels, who is a coward son of a bitch, who refuses to turn Tyler Bate heel. Shawn Michaels, you damn coward, you. You damn coward. Coward. You're a damn coward. Moving on. So Jacy Jane, she's taking Thea Hill shopping. They're trying on some outfits and everything else. And it's going to be revealed that next week we're going to see the new and improved Thea Hill, which I'm down for. This is pretty cool. I love how Jacy Jane is being a bad influence on Thea Hill, which is great. So I do like that for the most part. It's interesting to see where this goes. So, Thea Hill is preoccupied with not being a kid anymore. Jacy Jane throws a pile of clothes at her. And then we get a fashion show. So that was pretty cool. So I enjoyed that. Enjoyed them shopping. Really cool stuff there. So this leads us into Duke Hudson versus Joe Coffey. Duke Hudson gets the win. So it's a 3-way tie, and it's going to be a triple threat match. I'm like, oh, God, no. Fuck that shit. So Nathan Frazier, he is being interviewed backstage and says they'll have a triple threat match next week, but then he's told that the match is actually going to happen tonight. So he runs off to get ready. So I'm fine with this. So, moving on. So, we get this update via social media from Robert Stone on Von Wagner saying that he's not doing well, but he appreciates the well wishes. So Vaughn will probably be back in a few weeks. If we're being honest, hopefully. This leads us into Lola Vice versus Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez wins via the roll-up. So I'm fine with this, but I hate my girl losing. I love my girl, Lola Vice. Sexy ass. Ooh-wee. So, Eddie Thorpe is still there in NXT, and I don't see the hype of Eddie Thorpe. I really don't. He's better off in New Japan or Impact, MLW. NXT is just not his forte. Not being an asshole, just being real. So Eddie Thorpe, he gets a video package. So he checked out the tree that Dijak whipped last week and promises to show him the merciless Indian savage deep down inside of him in a strap match. And I'm just like, oh my God. I wanted to burn my TV. Literally burn it. This shit pissed me off. Like, I'm so tired of Eddie Thorpe and Dijak. Please just throw them both into a cannon. Please. Send Dijak to fucking AEW and send Eddie Thorpe back to like New Japan or Impact or MLW. Get them both the fuck off my television. Shawn Michaels, do it. I don't care how you do it. Just do it. Moving on, so Roxanne Perez, she makes up with Becky Lynch backstage and offers to tackle her in the main event. But Becky Lynch tells her to get her shoulder looked at and says that she'll be fine out there. So this leads us into Carmelo Hayes versus Dominik Mysterio. Ilja Dragunov, he's on commentary, which is cool. Dom shoves Carmelo into Ilja, and then Dom, being a dumbass, smacks the shit out of Ilja, and then Ilja just rage quits and beats the shit out of both Dominik Mysterio and Carmelo. So it's a new contest. So Ilja is about to hit the torpedo Moscow on Dom, but he gets out of the ring, and then he hits Carmelo Hayes by mistake. So Dragon Lee comes down and lays Dominik Mysterio out with a super kick, and then he holds the title above his head. So we know more than likely that Dragon Lee probably will lose next week. Maybe. I don't know. So Trick Williams, he's backstage. So Ava Raine and Joe Gacy, they roll up. So Trick says he doesn't want to hear it and says he's not lonely. It's olive oil, just because he decided to be his own man. That was funny. But it doesn't mean he's alone. Joe Gacy tries to sell him on coming with them. So Trick Williams says he'll think about it. He's seen this movie before and he knows how it ends. So Gacy gives a parting shot and they leave the Trick to think. Okay, that's fine, I guess, but I don't know why. Moving on. So Duke Hudson's in the locker room with Andre Chase. Andre Chase tells Duke that he has to go out there and win Group B. So Duke is gasping for air, and he's intimidated by his opponents. Andre Chase asks him who's the MVP and gives him a pep talk that works. So we get a really cool vignette of Bronco Nima and Lucian Price playing dice in an alley, collecting a ton of money. So that was really cool. I enjoyed that. So moving on, Hank and Tank, they're being interviewed backstage. They said that Bronco and Lucian are powerful dudes, but they have an opportunity in their sights, and that means it's time to set the game aside. They haven't missed any meals, but they didn't come here to eat. They came here to feast on the tag division, and they'll have no problems working up an appetite. Okay, that's pretty okay there, I guess. Moving on, Duke Hudson versus Joe Coffey versus Nathan Frazier, triple threat. So Joe Coffey gets the win via the clothesline. I'm fine with that. It is what it is. Who cares? This tournament is not working out for me. It's not. It should have just been a single elimination and called it a day. This whole point system, not a good look. Not a good look. Moving on. So Mustafa Ali, he's backstage. He's pissed off. He's upset at the lack of uproar being denied his title shot for the NXT North American Championship and Dragon Lee being given the match on Raw. So Mustafa Ali asked how it makes sense for guys he beat to get the title match before him, and neither man deserves to hold the title. Dominik is a criminal, and Dragon Lee is a liar. And he's going to deal with both of them next week on Raw. And I'm just like, oh my God, no. For the love of the creator, don't do it. We don't need a damn triple threat match. I already know what's going to happen. He's going to get involved and cost both of them, and it's going to lead into a triple threat. I guarantee you. I'm going to put money on this shit. I fucking hate triple threat matches. I'll say it again. I fucking hate triple threat matches. Ugh. Moving on. So Kiana James is backstage with Tiffany Stratton. They're getting ready to talk about how they push each other and they might not be friends, but they despise Becky Lynch, and they're going to do some serious damage to her and decide who gets to be the next NXT Women's Champion. Tiffany Stratton promises a surprise for Becky Lynch, and then they walk off. Moving on, so Josh Briggs is mad at Fallon Henley for letting Miles Bourne stab him in the back. Briggs and Jensen makes a half-hearted attempt to play a peacemaker, and Baron Corbin rolls up. Corbin says this isn't high school and to shut up and let him enjoy his massage. So Briggs talks some trash, and Baron squares up with him. So I'm not interested in any of that shit. Again, you can throw Briggs and Jensen into a cannon for all I care. So Carmelo Hayes, he's being interviewed on his way out of the arena, and he says Ilja acts like he's already has the title, but he's gonna knock him down again at No Mercy, and next week he'll let him know where he stands, and then they're gonna have a contract signing, which I'm fine with. And then the main event, which was Becky Lynch versus Kiana James and Tiffany Stratton. So Kiana James and Tiffany Stratton, they jumped Becky Lynch before the match could start, and then Lyra Valkyria came down and made the save, which made it into a tag match. And so Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch are able to defeat Tiffany Stratton and Kiana James. So pretty good stuff there. It was a manhandle slam into the frog splash for the 1-2-3, and I looked into it. Lyra Valkyria is Irish, so she's from Dublin. So that's how her and Becky know each other. So it kind of makes sense. So she's from where Sheamus is, Finn, all of them. So some interesting shit there. So post-match, Tiffany Stratton got a steel chair, and she beat down both Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. Becky Lynch gets on the mic, and she challenges Tiffany Stratton to an Extreme Rules match for the NXT Women's Championship. And I'm shocked by this because we don't need this. Like, maybe a 2 out of 3 falls match or something like that. I don't know why we're getting an Extreme Rules match. This doesn't make sense in my opinion. Like, this is just the second match. When you do a stipulation like that, that's usually the end of a feud. I must prefer like a 2 out of 3 falls match or something like that. That would be a better stipulation. I just I'm not feeling this Extreme Rules stipulation because it's not come to that. Like, that's a blood feud type of match, if we're being honest. That's more like a blood feud. That's a, rubber match. I don't know. It's fine, I guess, but I would much prefer it be like a 2 out of 3 falls match. But that's just me. But overall, NXT was decent for the most part. But what did you guys think? Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
To the end.